Today we are going to talk about angle relationships. So an angles review is we have an acute angle which is less than 90 degrees. So if you notice right here we have a 55-degree angle for our example. We have an obtuse angle which is an angle that is more than 90 degrees. We have a right angle, which is indicated by this box right here, and that is exactly 90 degrees. And a straight angle is exactly 180 degrees. We have what's called complementary angles. These are two angles whose measurements have a sum of 90 degrees. So here is that 90-degree angle, but it was split into two different angles, 65 and 25. We also see that W, X, Y. So we start at the W, we go to the X, and we go to the Y. Notice that that X, the middle number or middle letter, is at the vortex. It's at where the two lines meet. Is complementary. That's two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. So that would be complementary to our next angle, which should be YXZ. And that's that 25-degree angle. So complementary to angle Y, X, and Z. Then we have supplementary angles, which is two angles whose measures have a sum of 180 degrees. So here is a straight angle, and if I were to take the measurement of the entire angle, because it's a straight angle, it would be 180 degrees, which is why when we take it and split it into two, the sum's 180. So it says that angle HIJ, so that's H, meet at where the two lines meet at I, J, right here, that's the vortex. HIJ is supplementary to the other angle we have here, which is JIK. If we see that JIK is 60 degrees. So angle HIJ is supplementary to angle JIK. Then we have adjacent angles, whose two angles that are side by side, and we'll find out what they have in common here in a little bit. So we have two straight angles, and adjacent means that they're next to each other. So they're able to go, if I go to 75, next to each other would go here. That would be to the left. This would be to the right. Those are next to each other. Vice versa, if I was at 105 and I said go to the left or go to the right, those would be next to each other. Those are adjacent angles. So if we look here, ACB is adjacent to that angle that we were just working with, BCE. So if we notice, they share the same vortex right here. So angle ACB is adjacent to angle BCE. And if we notice, they share a common side right here. So it's a common side. And they both share angle C, a common angle. Next, we have what we call vertical angles. A vertical angle, so if we talk about like if we were to test your vertical in athletics, it would be jumping straight up and down. And this is going straight across. So two angles formed by two straight angles. Straight lines. And they always blank. They have the same angle measurement. They're always equal. So if I were to look at this 40-degree angle, to be vertical means to be straight across. So this would be vertical to this. And then if I were to go if I would go straight across from my other angle, 140, to be straight across from 140 would be the horizontal version, which is 140 because they are equal. So if we look, LMN is vertical to OMP. So those were our pink circles. So let's do our green circles. So therefore, LMO, which is this 140-degree angle LMO, and angle NMP, the other 140-degree angle, are vertical from each other. So now we're going to take that knowledge and put it into equations. So here's our right angle. This is a 90-degree angle. So we know that a complementary angle are two angles whose sum is 90. So if there's sum that means equals 90 degrees, then I just take those two angles and add them together. Sum means addition. So I take this 30 degrees and, remember, and is a plus sign, this x, and I know that those are 90 degrees. So then I solve my equation. This is a positive 30, so I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. And I get that x equals 60 degrees. And then here we have a straight line, which means that both of these are 180 degrees, which is also known as a supplementary angle. So a supplementary angle means two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. So we just have to verify those two angle measurements, which in this case is x and 135. So now we just solve the equation, subtracting 135 from both sides, and we get that x equals, we have to borrow here, so 10 minus 5 is 5, and 7 minus 3 is 45 degrees. Last one, here we have two straight angles, which means that it can either be adjacent or vertical. We just got to decide what we are working with. So we're looking for what is x and what is y. So here is x. Side by side would be right here. Side by side, that's adjacent. That means I'd be working with a supplementary angle, and this would be my straight angle, meaning that x plus 65 equals 180 degrees. And that would work, and it's an adjacent angle. But an easier thing to figure out is that this x has an angle that is straight across from it, which happens to be 115. So we're going to go with the fact that these are vertical angles, because then that tells me I just have to know that vertical angles are equal, therefore x is 115 degrees. I'm going to press pause and you tell me what y is. You should have gotten that y is 65 degrees because it is also a vertical angle. And here, straight across from that is 65 degrees. Make sure that you write down any questions that you may have so that you can ask them in class tomorrow.